I didn't leave the way I should have. I didn't speak the way I should have. My responsibility wasn't always there, immediately as soon as it needed to be. I could start at a moment in my life where I felt the angriest, in 2007. I was angry. I was upset that my family wasn't getting along. I was upset that no one was cheering on the relationships that were being integrated at the moment. And it showed. I was angry that whole year. I was angry and I put it out on everybody else. And I kept it in myself too. One of the biggest moments, actually before the anger, was when I was touched inappropriately on campus at Long Beach City College. And I let it go on and on. I didn't speak up to anybody, even my own family, about this. Actually, the first person I talked to about it was an assistant principal at my city college, because I didn't know what to do. Even my closest friends, I didn't know who to tell. I didn't know how to do this. I didn't know how to come about this. And I didn't have trust in myself enough to negotiate and understand this situation, even my own thoughts. So I didn't do anything. And then I got angry with everybody during that time too. I had a group of friends. And I got upset with all of them. I liked a person in that group. I didn't speak up about it. I kept on saying how much I hated relationships and I didn't want any. And I talked in a way so explosively that I wasn't being responsible for even one of my friends who told me in that time around that group of friends that said, you know, Marcel, you'd be good with an open relationship. It stayed in my head for so long until I realized very recently that it meant I didn't say I wanted a monogamous one-on-one relationship. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to be with one person and give them everything. Emotionally, physically, psychologically. I'm not a person who can separate that and say that my intimacy can go somewhere else. No, it's going to go to that person I'm with. Otherwise, it's a contrived relationship for me. Other people's definitions probably aren't the same, but in that moment, that's what I recognized, and that's what I recognize now. So I couldn't tell anybody, and that should have told me when I was being touched inappropriately that year. That should have told me my family isn't somebody I can be around for support. And that year I got so angry with friends that I could have had a longer standing friendship with, and I exploded. And whenever I was dealt with it directly, I didn't know what to do with the words that I said. And then later on in the year, my brother at the time said, keep this a secret that I had relationships before I was with the person I'm with. And I didn't say anything. Except that, hey, well, no, we shouldn't do that. We should talk to the person we're with. And then I was shut down right in the moment. And so that year with the anger and being shut down in the moment, I recognized I was in that same state I was in when I was touched inappropriately. I was shut down to the point where I couldn't speak. And I didn't expect someone so close to me to treat me that same way. You know? So it's explosive. Later on, as time goes on, I was going out with someone, and my mother said to me, oh, well, you better get back home or else I'm going to move. I'm going to go to grandma's. The sickeningness of hearing that. And I directly confronted her, and she was like, oh, I didn't mean it. You meant it. You said it. You said it about me having any sort of relationship outside of you that has nothing to do with the relationship I have with you, because they're different lanes. You're a mother, that's going to be a girlfriend. You're a mother, that's going to be someone that's going to be more intimate, love relationship. This is not you. So the sickeningness of hearing that didn't even clear my head and my consciousness to know it. And I should have left at that point too, to recognize that it was so wrong. And I didn't know. How stupid of me to not be responsible for that. For myself. Then came Francesca saying that, well, my husband actually had a kid and was married before, but keep this to yourself. This was when I was 30, maybe 2015, 2016 probably. Because I remember 2016, I got angry at that time, too, with my brother and an investigation. And it was festering up because it was another moment of keep this to yourself that even my brother had told me in 2007. And it was festering up so vividly and angrily that I just spitted it out in any way. But I didn't say what was happening. I didn't say what was told to me. And it festered up in me in such a way where it's like bulbous and, paralyzing that people this close to you will treat you this way. I can hardly breathe. That's how disgusting it is. And more recently, in my present relationship, when it first started, my mother, Sid, I thought she was killing you. I thought Jax was killing you up there when you were in the room together. But I came up to the door, but I didn't open the door. Okay, so that tells me you don't care about my life. If you think someone is killing me and you don't even come check to see if I'm being killed directly, come look. That shows me how horrible you are. And you just shared that with anyone else and infected it. And maybe it wasn't you that said that, but you were infected by something and you believed it. So you're not a victim when you're putting that abuse that you're abused with on everybody else. And you're thinking the same thing. Your mindset creates that. And that's what my mother did. Festered this ideology of, no, it's Jax is evil, as Paula said over the phone. But I didn't even recognize that in the moment of saying that I was being killed to walk away from that. All these little tasks and being told to do them and being mistreated with those tasks. It's horrible. Just to know that there were people around me for so long that I didn't take responsibility of myself for to be in a better space with. And then in the moment where I saw that it was horrible enough, where actual spiritual things were coming out, and there was a figure in my room from where I lived at that looked exactly like my grandmother looking at me with this otherworldly look, like wretched, and just staring over like it had been there the whole time. Just the horribleness of these things came in fruition, not only physically but spiritually. And I had to walk away from all that because my responsibility is to myself and to the people that I love, not to the people that don't love me.